Hello. Oh, sorry about that. Hello. Hello. It is I, Alveus Duke, here to entertain you in this very fine evening. Sit back, just enjoy the stream however you like, because now we are live. Yes, hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Sunday. Hope you guys have been. So I've been gone for almost a week because, well, New Year's is a bit busy for me. So yes, I've been rather busy this New Year's. Lots of stuff. Hey, anyway, speaking from experience, really, but yeah, this New Year's been real busy. We've been going everywhere. We've been going, absolutely everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but rather there's been a lot of celebration with the family. So the first one, originally speaking, this year in review, I was planning to stream on the 31st, right? On the 31st of December, and then it rolls around to New Year until not unfortunately, but rather my family decided, pretty last minute, not gonna lie, to have a New Year party at my house. To play a New Year party at my house. So unfortunately I had to cancel the plans to that one. So that's why we have our year in review a little bit late than usual. Usually people do this at the 31st, going into the new year, but since New Year's I'm super busy that I decided, oh come on, not again. It's very hard to tell. It's just at the moment my model freezes is that I'm just super paranoid that I would disconnect again. I don't know why. It's been rather an OBS issue. Either OBS or YouTube servers are kind of bad right now. but I think I'm willing to think it's OBS. Even like when I press the go live button on my OBS, it struggled for it struggled the first time, and then on the second try I did, and I did update my OBS, by the way. I did update my OBS already right after the last stream. I did update my OBS. So again, sometimes issues just be surfacing for some reason. So I did update my OBS. So no, you cannot say that I did not update my OBS. No, I did. Right after the previous stream, I updated this thing. So yeah, right. So yeah, I don't know. So I'm just really. So yeah, that's why I'm just really. That's why I'm just really things. That's why I'm just paranoid right now. Like I'm watching my own stream as usual. I watch my own stream to read chat on my phone. That suddenly, if it starts to freeze, I thought that there's gonna be another issue with it. No idea why is that always been an issue. I did update OBS, so definitely not because I didn't update OBS for such a long time. But anyway, I might. So yes. So I actually went somewhere. So my family decided to have a New Year's dinner with the, it's not just like my current family, it's like my extended ones. Like my grandma came to visit, and a lot of other relatives too. So it was a fun time overall. Like I think like the picture is on Twitter, I believe. So again, if you want to see, it was a big feast. It was not a dinner, it was a feast. We had quite the feast back there, and yeah, and it's New Year's. Then they slept over, so then some of my relatives decided to sleep over, so that's why I did not stream on New Year's after the feast, is because they decided to sleep over. And then it was a day after that they went back, and then the next day on the 2nd, right, on the 2nd of January, we went somewhere. It was not a major road trip like last week's road trip. No. It was more of a staycation week. Staycation for like a day, not a day, 2 days. 2 days. And then that's it. It's really just just going around town with my relatives. It's pretty short, really. It's not as it's not as large as a road trip, but yeah, that was it. So that was exactly what happened, and that's exactly what happened, which is why I decided to stream on Sunday. I couldn't stream on Saturday because I was way too tired and I haven't prepared everything. So yeah, because we're gonna go into really in depth on what exactly happened in the year of 2025. Personally with myself, and what's gonna happen in 2026. So yeah, you know what, without further ado, let's actually go through it. So we're gonna go here. Whoops, that's my stream information. Oopsie daisy, that's my stream information. I forgot that I had that tab still open. I forgot that the window capture was still on. So yeah, let's just I forgot that window capture was still on, so that's why I was surprised. I think we should be okay now. Yep, there we go. There's my Canva page. So there's my Canva page. So let's present. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So first, let me move myself lower a bit. I think I'm taking too much screen real estate. Not that low. I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect actually. Oh, that's perfect actually. Oh wait, I should probably grab my charger. Before my phone dies. That's very bad, because I can't read chat without the phone. But don't worry though. I think I have a genius idea, which I will explain later. I do have a pretty genius idea on what to do on my second monitor. I'm not gonna buy a full-fledged monitor. Instead, I'll get a smaller monitor, like one of those portable monitors that people use. I'll get those in conjunction with my big monitor. So now, and not to mention that I will no longer have monitor legs. Like now I will get a proper stand, just so it doesn't take. So anyway, welcome to Alveus Duke's year in review. Yeah. in review. I'm pretty sure it should be just regular year review rather than year in. I have no idea how these work. I'm just making stuff up as I go along here. But yeah, I'm just making stuff up as I'm going along here. But we're gonna go exactly all the major events that I could over in 2025. Over in 2025. Well, we'll start off with the very tail end of 2024. I finally, officially graduated. Yes, I graduated college in December 2024. Well, technically, I already passed at September. It's just that my official graduation ceremony is on December. So technically, I was already passed like 3 months prior, but the official ceremony was on December. So on December is when I graduated college. Finally, got my degree. I haven't framed it yet. But yeah. Finally, got my degree. And I shook hands. Get a lot of photos. Some lovely photos, by the way. Obviously, can't show you because, you know, that's my face. That's my face. Not exactly gonna have face reveal just yet until I need it. But I think I shouldn't really do a face reveal, you know, because, well, I try to separate my VTuber life with my actual professional life. So I think it's better if I don't face reveal anytime soon. Mostly because I don't think I'll be taking VTubing like, you know, VTubing like so seriously that it's a career. I want to get a regular day job as my career. But yeah. Anyway, come on, not again. We for real right now? Okay, no, we good. Again, the moment my model freezes over in the stream that I'm watching, which is my own stream, I am very, very paranoid that OBS has done it again. I've been real paranoid of that now. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, I graduated college on the end of December 2024. And I got my degree and everything, and yeah. And thus came about January to April 2025. This is what I like to call the unemployment era. That's because I basically spent 4 months. Doing nothing but applying to jobs. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. 4 months straight. 4 months straight. I was just in my room. Most days I'm just in my room applying to like 5 jobs a day. And I don't know how. I've lost count on how many I've applied to now. But let's just say that if you know the situation with the current job market, you know exactly what that is feeling like. You know exactly what that feels like if you ever interacted with modern day job market, you know exactly what it feels like when you're in this era. But yes, 4 months straight, just sitting in my room, in front of my laptop, just redoing all my papers, you know, CVs and stuff, applying them through every job site known to man, and really only getting interviews for like what, 2? I don't know. I've lost count. I'd rather not really think about this era too much, mostly because later I will explain. I was pretty much not my proudest moment. I would say I was probably in a low point I was in a pretty low point over in this part of 2025. It was a breeze. Like I genuinely pretty much do not remember this from January to April. I'm not saying I have no memories, but it's just that this moment in 2025 has just been something that just flew by. Once I already started working, this moment just immediately became like forgotten. It's right there in the back of my mind. It shall stay there. I don't know exactly the details of what happened over in this time frame, but that was seriously a rather low point in my life. But it wasn't the lowest, because the lowest is coming up right now. So this is March. Almost employed. I've mentioned this incident before, right? Back in March. Back in March and April, I talked about this incident a lot. But basically, right, the gist is that I applied for a teaching job in a private learning course, and it's a very popular one. I'm not gonna say any names because I'm not gonna say any names. So, you know, I'm gonna give them that courtesy. I'm not gonna mention any names. But it was a really popular learning course, private learning course, and it was for a subject that I'm very versed with, right? I'm very familiar. In fact, I'll give you a clue. It's the language that I'm speaking right now, right? It was that learning course. It's pretty big. It's an international like it's an international. I don't know what's the right word. It was like I don't exactly know what the right word is, but it was right word. I guess corporation, like a private. I'll just say it's an international learning course that is really big, right? It was really big. It's really popular. It's basically everywhere. If you ever go in Indonesia, especially like some of the well-known towns, you basically see it everywhere. You basically see it everywhere. But one of the things is that I actually once I applied, I got the interview. Then they they basically told me to set up a demo, like record a demo video on how you would theoretically teach, right? And I did that. I did that by myself, by the way. I did that and no script. I was on the fly. Well, technically there is a script. There's a mental script, but it was basically no script. Like I was acting it basically on the fly, right? With a mental script, not an actual like paper script. And they liked it. So they decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna let you in. So they did let me in. And it was the day, right? It was the day. It was the day when there was also a big gathering of the family, right? It was the gathering of the family, and there's a big gathering of the family, and it was also, I think it was my birthday. I forgot. I think it was my birthday. Yeah, it was my birthday, right? So there was a big gathering, big family gathering. Everyone was here, and what happened was that during the day, like before this gathering happened, it was in the afternoon. During the day, was that I was called to sign the contract for my job on the day, right? Technically, they didn't call on the day. They actually emailed me like several days ahead, right? Several days ahead, but I basically was called to the place. It was the office was like near my house, by the way. It's like to the point where it's a very short ride, right? And what happened was on the day I was signed the contract, right? I arrived around maybe 30 or an hour 30 minutes like earlier, I forgot. But I arrived, I asked the front desk like, hey, I'm here to sign the contract for a job here. And yeah, I was told to wait. And I waited. I was just playing with my phone. I waited. Then I believe it was the manager. Yeah, the manager came in saying, hey, we're ready for you now. So I walked into their office. And I was told, and they gave me an extra interview. Like they wanted me to know more, right? Because the one that interviewed me was an HR. And they wanted to know more about me, right? It was the manager and on-site. It was the manager and the on-site sort of, and the site's like I guess headmaster or principal. No idea what's it called if it's in the private sector, but that's exactly what happened. What happened was that they basically did a short interview with me, getting to know me a little, and then they told me to sign papers, right? The contract. And again, this isn't a single page, by the way. Like the amount of papers I had to sign that day was a lot. There was like 5 separate pieces of paper, and each of these papers were multiple pages long. So I had to basically spend a good maybe 30 minutes to almost an hour of me just reading through everything and reviewing it by myself, right? And then once I'm sure I read everything, I try to understand everything, I sign everything, and then yeah, things went smoothly. And I asked them, hey, what time do you usually arrive? Do I need to arrive on the first day? Blah blah blah, all that, and good, right? It was really cool. Finally, no longer in the unemployment era. Finally, no longer lingering in the unemployment era, right? No longer lingering on unemployment. Finally, starting to earn some money. Finally getting to earn some money and possibly, expand myself a little bit, right? Finally earning some money and all that. And then I went home, right? We had a big party with the family. Celebrating my birthday. And then I usually don't, I didn't ever told anyone about this arrangement yet. But some people already know because they were curious and they asked me and say, hey, where you been? And where you been? So yeah. So it was big celebration, and then everyone basically knew after that. Like days after following, everyone basically knew. And they just wished me luck and everything, right? Come 4 days later. Come the 4 days later. Right? 4 days later. 4 days later, they did ask me, like I think it was like the next day. They told me that if I'm available to go to the place 4 days later, right? Or was it 5 days? I forgot if it's 4 days or 5 days later. But I said okay, like no problem. I had nothing to do essentially because I basically have nothing to do, right? I basically had nothing to do, right? Because I thought everything was alright. I thought that it's gonna be like maybe a little orientation day because the students, there was a holiday, right? It was a holiday, so there was no students back then. So they thought they were gonna give me like maybe a bit of an orientation, maybe a tour of the facility, and maybe get my uniform. Boy was I in for a very unpleasant surprise. So retelling this as pretty much sums up bad memories. So that's why I've been pausing quite a bit. Is because recalling the story, I'm like, I do not want to. It's like if you think this moment here, this era here, was one of the lower points of my life. This was honestly one of the lowest. This was honestly one of the lowest here. This is one of the lowest. Was this one? Because the thing is though, again, I was happy. I thought we were gonna get a tour facility, maybe get my uniform, get my ID. No, like I don't know how things work, but they called me to the office. And what I sensed was that things were cold, right? That's what I sensed immediately. Like things were cold. Like, what am I exactly going into? Like, I thought that maybe they're just a bit stern. Maybe it's just like formalities or something. But no, they started asking me some questions, right? Questions specifically about the history of any like illness, right? Any terminal or perhaps any terminal illness, and I said no. Like no, I do not have any terminal illness. I do not have anything. And basically, the gist of it is that during the contract signing, I was left alone. I was left to my own devices, just reading through and looking through the papers. Now, the thing is, though, about myself that y'all should know is that if I'm alone, completely alone, I tend to project my thoughts out loud. Basically, I think very loudly, as in verbally loudly. And this wasn't verbally as in people can like listen in from the door next door, but rather just in general. I talk to myself, essentially. I talk to myself if I'm left to my own devices. And essentially, from that assumption alone, they start to say that essentially at that moment, and what I noticed about their tone was that essentially they were treating me as if I was crazy. Like, not crazy as in the fun kind of crazy, as in the borderline, perhaps a little bit, like, unstable in the, I can't say it. Basically, they thought I had problems up here, in my mind. Mentally unstable, there we go. Again, I do not want to remember this part at all because I'd rather just bury this entire March of 2025. I'd rather just bury this, to be honest. I didn't want to recall this. This is one of the lowest points in all my adult life. Genuinely one of the lowest points ever. Like, you thought this was bad, right? This era, you thought this was bad? No. This one, it was the worst. Lowest point of my adult life was being called unstable in the mental regions because I tend to talk to myself when I'm alone. Again, they didn't give me a chance at all. They just said, maybe you're not really safe to work with. That's, again, that was what they were referring to. They didn't say it, but I can tell that was referring to. They did not give me a chance whatsoever. They didn't give me probation. Didn't give me anything. Didn't give me like even an unpaid proving myself period. Basically a probation period. Like I would have gladly taken that if I had the chance. They didn't even give me. And they said that maybe you need an evaluation from a psychologist, and maybe we'll reconsider you, except we won't give you your teaching position. You'll probably be an assistant or something. That's what they said. Almost word for word, that's what they said. And so I did. I was upset. And I was let go. Without even starting, I was let go. Without even starting, I was let go. Without even starting. Again, this is why I want this particular part of 2025 to be buried and never to be remembered again. Because this was, again, one of the lowest points in my adult life. Was this one right here. But I did it. I took their advice. So I signed the contract. Got let go not even into day one. I was let go. On the suffix that maybe, just maybe, I was unsafe to work with. And it was a hunch anyway. And it was a complete... my YouTube's like, okay. Based on a hunch, ladies and gentlemen. It's based on a hunch. But I took their advice. I went to a psychologist, like almost immediately after I left, right? And even the psychologist says I was completely normal. Even the psychologist said, like, to me, that I was completely normal. There was nothing there was nothing actually concerning about my health. God, hey Corn, hello. Sorry, I'm just recounting one of my worst moments in 2025, so hopefully I didn't scare you. Semoga enggak terlihat serem. Lagi recall. This is one of the worst points in 2025. My God. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I went to a psychologist. Even she said I was normal. And the thing is though, right? This whole thing, being let go without even a chance. This isn't normal. Even everyone knew this wasn't normal, like at all, right? I asked my mom, I asked my dad, my aunt, and even a psychologist said that this was not normal practice. Like straight up almost maybe borderline legal issue type of not normal. And the thing is though, they knew because normally, right, after you sign a contract, a few days later, you'll get a soft copy of the signed contract, sort of like for you to review yourself and everything. I didn't get it because they wanted to bury if I even had any history with them. So they knew that what they were about to do was not legally sound, so they decided to just bury me under the rug, as if I never even applied. So yeah, that was the story of March 2025. One of the lowest points in all my current adult life was this point right here. Like even remembering it is giving me some memories I do not want to recall. Maybe I should have skipped this, but again, one of the lowest points ever. I do not want to revisit this moment ever. And then after that it was Lebaran, right? March it was Lebaran, and essentially March it was Lebaran. Then April came along, and because of this little experience that I get, we're back here, which is why I said this is January to April. So we're back here. So we are back here, and it was low. Like I was just basically just throwing everything I can at a wall and hopefully something sticks. But this story does in fact have a happy ending, because one of them actually stuck, and we are right here. And comes July, or technically not July, technically May, a little something in May 1st, and then July. But essentially, what happened was that I applied to another teaching job, this time at a school, and they accepted, like right away, by the way. Like I applied, a day later, their HR messaged me, and yeah, HR messaged me, says I was available to do an on-site interview on this date, and I accepted, of course. And it's the same thing, right? Answer a few questions from the principal, then do a demo teaching. Instead of a video, however, this was live in front of actual students, and it went on smoothly. It went off extremely smoothly, while of course a bit inexperienced. I was inexperienced at teaching, mind you. So it was a bit hiccupy at the start, but they accepted me, mostly because I had pretty good English skills, which is kind of rare around these parts. But they accepted, and come July 2025, I officially began working, and now that is currently where we are. July all the way till December, I'm officially a teacher. A grade school teacher. Not exactly a grade school teacher, but I finally am a teacher. I'm a teacher, and I finally start earning for myself. So yeah, we went from the lowest of the low with these two errors. We went from the lowest of the low here, from these two errors here. We went from the lowest of the low to finally lowest of the low to high. And this is currently where we are, from July to December 2025. My situation is here, and hopefully I can keep at it for I don't know how long, but hopefully we can keep at it for a long time. May not be guaranteed, I know, but might as well just keep on looking. So next up is the next spot. So this is exactly where we are right now. So in September of last year, 2025, I started buying PC parts with money, my own money, and currently we have 3 parts. Three parts. We have 4. Sorry, I forgot you exist. Okay, so we have 4 parts. Motherboard, CPU, GPU, and AIO. So we have 4 parts. We are down to around 3 more. 4 parts. 5 if you count monitor. But yeah, we are down to 5 more parts now. And then at around May or June, depending on the situation, most likely June, we're gonna build our new PC. Now, why so long? And why does it take half a year? Well, you can blame the price increases for that, because usually back before December of 2025, RAM and SSD were not that pricey. I could buy both of them in a single month. That did not happen, because apparently post December 2025, RAM prices have gotten so insane that it's out of this world. Like the GPU that I have right now, the GPU that's sitting there, the SteelSeries Legend OC Intel Arc B580 that I have, is genuinely cheaper than a kit of DDR5 32 gig RAM. Like 2 sticks of RAM, which is usually really, well, not small, which is definitely miles smaller than the GPU over there. is now costing the exact same, if not even more. I've seen some kits even more expensive than the CPU Intel Core Ultra Intel Core Ultra wait Intel Core Ultra Intel Core Ultra 7 265K. I cannot pronounce PC parts. That was the most expensive part of this build. Was, quote unquote, was. Emphasis on the was the Intel Core Ultra 7 265K was around 5.4, like 5.4 mil IDR, which is around, give or take, 300-400 bucks, right? And the GPU was cheaper though. The GPU is cheaper because it's Intel Arc B580 is usually like one of the best budget GPUs you can get. Stick of RAM now is more expensive than the thing. I've seen some RAMs even going for 7 million IDR. That's 2 more million IDR than my CPU, which is why my PC build has gotten severely delayed, because originally the plan was to build it in this holiday, in Christmas or New Year, right? Because again, I have holiday because students have holiday, teachers have holiday, right? At least in my school it's like that. But no, because of the dramatic price increase, that has been delayed till the next semester holiday, which is on a semester holiday, which maybe May or June, depending on the situation. But yeah, that is ugly, because I did not want to delay it that far, but now I have to because of the crazy price increases. Because thank you AI for eating up RAM supply for some reason. Anyway, enough of that little tirade of rant. Enough of that little tyrant of a rant here. But hopefully comes the 2 points of 2026. We have expand content. Like once I get new PC, I can experiment a little more. I can finally have room to experiment. I finally have room to experiment more with my content. Perhaps more things, maybe more time editing shorts, because I don't know why I've been putting off editing shorts for a bit. And of course, hopefully, continue living through 2026. At least that's my hopes for. But at least that's, again, my best hope for 2026 so far. But yeah, those are my plans for 2026. So, what exactly is la resolution of myself? Personally, I think my resolution is very simple. It may be the most generic, but hopefully though, we can do is to be better than last year. And hopefully just be a better person overall. That is really just my resolution for this year. Just simply be better than last year. It may sound generic and a bit cliche, but hey, that's all I got really. I mean, things are looking on track now. I'm a teacher now, and not to mention, we are closer to completing the PC build, which you'll see in May or June. Again, thank you price increases for delaying a super fun project, but I digress, So overall, 2025 is a bit of a bizarre year for sure for myself. It's a bit bizarre. There's some lows, there's some highs, but there's some lows and some highs. But that goes for every year, to be honest. We got the lowest of the low to the highest of high. And even though the world is a bit definitely not the best condition right now, even though the world is not really in the best of conditions right now, we can only hope that maybe 2026 things will finally get better. I know that's like, again, cliched. That's cliche as heck, I know. But at the same time, what do we got left, The only thing left is hope. The only thing we have left is hope, and as long as we don't lose that, I think we'll still be okay. Anyway, be okay. Man, I should get into... Man, that's poetic. When did I become such a poet? I don't know. But it's time. So, for those of you new to Alveus Duke's channel, every time it's New Year's, I will do a tier list. I will do a tier list stream. I will do a tier list stream, basically ranking all the movies and series, that I've watched throughout last year, and rank them whether or not, and just rank them. In this case, we have five tiers, right? We have top tier, which is the best movie or series of 2025. Very good, which is very good. It's not top tier, but it is highly recommended you watch that. And then in the middle, we got the good or okay. It's basically the B tier. The B tier of this tier list. Essentially, it's good, but it's good. It's like where the 7 out of 10. It's where the 7 out of 10. 7 to 7.5 out of 10 movies go. Then we have the average or mid. This is the C tier. This is the C tier. I'm talking like 5 or 6 out of 10s. That's what that is. And then we have not worth it. Basically lower than basically bad movies. Real bad movies that I do not recommend you watch. So, let us start. Alright, so obviously these are not ordered. I tried to order this via release dates and when did I watch them, but honestly I forgot when they were released. So we're gonna have to make do now. Okay, so the very first on our list is The Accountant 2. I would put it... The Accountant 2. This is a sequel to The Accountant, which is a movie starring... who is it? That guy that played Batman. The guy that played Batman. What's it called? I actually forgot. Wait, what? Batman v Superman. The guy that plays Batman in the DCEU. What's that? Who was he? I forgot. Wait, let me check. Wait, hang on. I actually check. What? Who is that guy that played Batman again? Wait, let me check. Let me check. Who is he? Man, I am not into my movies. The Accountant 2. Who's the main cast again? Ben Affleck. Oh my god, Ben Affleck. Right, starring Ben Affleck. The Accountant 2 starring Ben Affleck. A sequel to the previous one, The Accountant, also played by Ben Affleck. So, Ben Affleck's Accountant 2. I'm gonna put this in the good or okay. Because it is a good action movie, has some moments, and my mom and dad absolutely love the Accountant movies, but strictly speaking, I think it belongs in the good/okay tier. Like, it's not, like, again, we have some very fierce competition coming up here, so, again, out of all the movies in 2025, this gets the good or okay, so I'm thinking 7 out of 10. I think, but yeah, it's basically a good or okay film. Like, basically, it's about an accountant that is on the spectrum, and he uses that in his skills in accounting. He uses that in accounting, his job, but he's also a trained assassin. So yeah, again, it's a bit. I'm not saying it's generic, but it is a little bit generic. But yeah, The Accountant 2, if you like action movies with a lot of action in terms of like martial arts and gunfighting, I would say The Accountant 2 is right up your alley. So that's why it goes to good or okay tier, because the next films are very much the next films, again, some tough competition coming up on next film. So I would say this is our first good or okay, the benchmark of this film. Alright, next up, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Basically, the second part of Dead Reckoning, which is released, I believe, was 2023. Yeah, 2023. This one goes to top tier, right? Mission Impossible. You cannot go wrong with Mission Impossible. Basically, it essentially is an excuse for Tom Cruise to do stunts while he's still, capable of. But I gotta say that Mission Impossible, one of the top tier movies of 2025. Again, pretty much I think this is the last one because, like, let's be real. Tom Cruise, I don't think he's capable of doing any more stunts. He is 60. Again, he is, again, he is 60 years old. I don't think he can do stunts anymore, or at least his own stunts. I would say this is probably the final Mission Impossible movie, which would be fitting due to the story. But yes, essentially, if you want to see Tom Cruise do death-defying stunts for a movie, highly recommend just watching Mission Impossible. So this goes to top tier, right? Next up, Karate Kid Legends, our very first average/mid movie. This movie, now, I did watch both versions. So this movie is meant to be a sort of, I guess, a combination of the original Karate Kid, and the 2010s Karate Kid remake, which is set in China and is more kung fu, starring Jackie Chan, right? And this is meant to be sort of movie that bridges the two to finally be sort of a sequel, right? The biggest problem I say with this movie is that it relies way too much on fan service. That is, having Jackie Chan and who's the guy that plays Daniel's son? Wait, let me check. Who's the guy that plays Daniel's son? Okay, let's see. Who's right? Ralph Macchio. There we go. Ralph Macchio, right? Daniel LaRusso. So Daniel LaRusso, right? I had to cheat there. I had to cheat using Wikipedia. But yeah, so Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan in one Karate Kid film. And in my opinion, the biggest problem I would say is the pacing of the story. I'm not sure if they cut out a lot of the movies, because that is what it feels like. That is what Karate Kid Legends feel like. They feel like they cut out a lot of stuff because they definitely rushed the origin of the protagonist, and his rival also did not get that much of a backstory. So in my opinion, this movie was rushed and was probably just heavily leading onto the nostalgia. Right, nostalgia for the 2010s Karate Kid and the original Karate Kid, right? So that was why, in my opinion, Karate Kid Legends just kind of fails at being what it's supposed to be, right? Basically, sort of be a Karate Kid film featuring both protagonists, or rather, both featuring the protagonist of the original as well as the teacher from the remake, right? In 2010's remake. So that's why, in my opinion, this is our first average mid. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's not bad. Like, if you like martial arts movies, I would say that the martial arts in Karate Kid Legends still good. Like, still good. Like, in my opinion, it might be in terms of martial arts, I think the 2010s version is better in terms of martial arts, but I would say that this one is the second place. I would say this is a close second in terms of the martial arts aspect of this film, right? Because they did showcase some cool martial arts moves, so that's it. I would say this is our first average made because it's not so bad that it's not worth it, right? That is not worth it. I'd say it's still good, but in my opinion, I think they cut out a lot of stuff that would make it a streamlined movie. So yeah, that's it. So that is Karate Kid Legends. Next movie, we have Predator, Killer of Killers, our very first very good movie. So Predator, Killer of Killers is an animated anthology released on Hulu and Disney Plus from the director of Prey. This did not get a theatrical release, so this is an animated anthology, and I would say this anthology, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to get people interested in Predator again. I would say this is honestly one of the best ways to bring Predator back, and our very first official animated Predator media. We almost never get that. We only get that with games, and or movies we only have live action stuff. So the very first properly animated Predator film, and it's great. I highly recommend you watch it. It is really good. I highly recommend you watch it. It is really good. If you like Predator, you would love Killer of Killers. You would love Killer of Killers. Again, absolutely love it. Best Predator movie, I would say, by far. Best Predator movie, I would say by far, and being the first animated Predator movie, the best animated Predator movie. But yeah, I love this anthology. I think they're making a second one, but please make a second one. Like this is an anthology because it features 3 stories from 3 different eras. There is the Viking era, and then there's the Edo period, the the samurai age of Japan, and World War II. So if they decide to make another Predator of Killer Killers animated anthology, they should probably do, in my opinion, the Wild West. I want to see the Predator in the Wild West. Imagine a Predator having a quick draw showdown with an outlaw. I want to see that. Predator in the Wild West. I would say maybe medieval, but I think that's really hard to get. World War One, definitely. I want to see World War One. World War One, and maybe now I don't know what the third one is. I want one in the Wild West era, the one in World War One, and then one more in I don't really know. Maybe the medieval era. I don't know, but seriously, I think this movie deserves another set of 3 stories. Basically a sequel. It's a really good Predator film. Up next, we have How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. I'm gonna put it at very good. Now, I never tell you guys this, but I am a big fan of How to Train Your Dragon, the movie series. I watch all 3 films. I watch almost all of the animated series except Race to the Edge. So yeah, I watch Riders, I watch Defenders. I haven't watched Race to the Edge yet, but I think after seeing the second one, you kind of get an idea of what it is. So I've watched all the How to Train Your Dragon media. Now, a lot of people had doubts with the live action remake because live action remakes is either mid or makes it worse than the original. Now, why do I put How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake, in very good? Because it is a faithful live action remake. It is in my opinion, it is a faithful live action remake. It is a faithful live action remake. Like, basically, it's almost the animated film, but just in live action. I mean, that's the whole point of a live action remake. But the fact that they got every beat right, and what makes it good is that the casting of Hiccup, live action Hiccup, is so on point. Like, the casting of Hiccup, live action Hiccup, in my opinion, is so on point. I actually love that. I actually love that. I love the casting of Hiccup. Like, they nailed it. The appearance, I would say the only thing he's missing is the sarcasm. Like, Hiccup in the animated version is very sarcastic. The actor did not get his sarcasm, but I think that's because they wanted a different direction with live action Hiccup. He's more of an awkward kid rather than the sarcastic one. He's an awkward teenager, not a sarcastic one. That's what I'm saying. And in my opinion, they nailed it. I would say that and of course Gerard Butler, like the voice of Stoic, animated Stoic, and he becomes the live action Stoic. He absolutely nails the role in live action form. Like, his scene, like especially the argument, the they've killed hundreds of us argument. That scene with live action Gerard Butler just hits. In my opinion, it hits better in live action. It is better in live action because, again, Gerard Butler's performance in the live action version is so good. Like, he's the voice and the live action version, and I think they nailed it. I don't think if they use another person to act out live action Stoic, it wouldn't work. Like, Gerard Butler was perfect as live action Stoic the Vast. The only one is Stoic the Vast. Astrid's okay. I just wish she was more blonde. Like, Astrid is okay. I just wish she was more blonde. I think Snotlout is good. Fish Legs is pretty good, not gonna lie. Fish Legs is pretty good. The twins, that's where it gets weird. Because the problem with the twins is that they're not identical in this live action remake. A bit of spoilers, but I think everyone's seen it. The twins are not identical in the live action remake. I'm not shaming anybody here, but they could have at least made them identical. That's the whole thing about them, right? That's the whole point of I knew it. Oh, never mind, we're back. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Wait, let me check. for a bit. OBS, why you fail me? Why you fail me today? Not in the mood to wrestle you at this moment. Not exactly in the mood to wrestle you at the moment. Okay, so I think we're back. Yeah, we're back. Okay, we are back. I think. I have no idea. OBS, try not to die on me, please. Yeah, I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. I'm not sure why my phone is just frozen right now. But yeah. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program here. Anyway, where was I up to? Oh yes. So yeah, the only thing that I'd say with the casting, I would say, is Gobber. Because one, the actor doesn't have the same brand of humor, and number two, I'm not sure if it's the costume design, but he's just very disproportionate. Like, his limbs are like kind of smaller than his body, like smaller than, like, I don't know who designed the costume for Gobber, but they made his body way too big because his head and his arms just look tiny compared to his body. And whereas Gobber, if you know animated Gobber, is that he has a big head and big arms, so the big body doesn't look disproportionate. But in the live action, they made him disproportionate a little bit, so that's what my criticism in terms of Gobber. But outside of that, the film, definitely really good. Now, the dragon designs, I should probably get this. The dragon designs, some of them are very good. Like, people were kind of like upset that some of the dragons don't look alike, like especially the Monstrous Nightmare, but the Monstrous Nightmare is one of the best designs. The Monstrous Nightmare, the Natter, the Zippleback is a little bit weird because it has chameleon eyes rather than the traditional like big eyeballs that it usually has. The Grumkle looks a bit too generic in my opinion. They definitely got rid of the rocky texture. And there's the Skrill design, which I'm not going to talk about because it's kind of bad. The Red Death, they finally made the name make sense. He's red, but he looks a little bit too much like a Triceratops rather than the original animated design. Like, in my opinion, the animated design of the Red Death is better. But they at least made him predominantly red. So they got that going forward, I guess. So yeah. But I would say it's still a very good movie. It's a very faithful live-action remake. I like it. And some people may not like it, but as a huge How to Train Your Dragon fan, I like it. Anyway, next movie, Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts, I can only give it a good or okay. Now, a lot of people say that it's one of the best films of Marvel in a while, and I do agree. It's very emotionally driven. Like, a lot of stuff, it's heavy on the emotions. That, I'll give you that. It's heavy on the emotions, but I can say that maybe it's just me, but personally, I'm not really that invested in Thunderbolts, not gonna lie. Again, not really a movie's fault, but it's just that Marvel hasn't really been doing anything good lately, so that's kind of why. In my opinion, it really just deserves a good or okay. It's not so bad, but I would say here, a compensation, I'd say that it's better than The Accountant 2. So at least there's that. But it doesn't reach very good in my opinion. It's only the movies that I thoroughly enjoy, and Thunderbolts in my opinion is just okay. It's good, but it's not mid, but it's definitely not in very good. So I'd say it's in the middle. Straight dab middle, good or okay. Next up, K-pop Demon Hunters. You know it. This movie was all over 2025 when it was first released. Of course, it deserves a very high. It deserves a very high top tier. It's the movie that essentially took over 2025, and I would know, right? I would know. In my days as a teacher, literally everyone of the students was referencing K-pop Demon Hunters. It is the animated movie of the year. I would say it goes to K-pop Demon Hunters. The best one yet. I've seen it. Like y'all admit the songs are stuck in your head. Like do not lie to yourself. When you do not lie to yourself when the songs are stuck in your head for like the first couple of months after K-pop Demon Hunter's release. Do not lie to yourselves now. Do not lie to yourself now. The moment you watch this, the songs are stuck in your head. Like for me, it's because every student I know was singing one of the songs. But yeah, don't get me wrong. Soda pop, you got soda pop stuck in your head. I know what you guys are. You have soda pop stuck in your head. No, I will not accept any exceptions on that. But yeah, it deserves no less than top tier. The animated movie that took over a good portion of the middle of 2025, middle to the middle of 2025, K-pop Demon Hunters basically took over everything. Took over everything. Took over everything. So yeah, top tier is top tier. You may think it's, I would say it's overrated, but no, I generally do agree. It's a top tier film. Great characters, great songs, great animation. You name it. You name it. It's a great movie. I'm gonna agree with the masses here. It's a good movie. Alright, next up we have F1 the movie. This one, I will unfortunately give it also a good or okay. A good or okay film. It's a great racing film, don't get me wrong. It's a great racing film, but it's really made for the people that love F1, right? I'm not an F1 fan myself, not really an F1 fan myself. Not exactly an F1 fan myself, or at least a hardcore one, but I did watch it in IMAX. Oh wait, did I watch it in IMAX? I should forget that. No, I did watch it in IMAX. I did watch it in IMAX. And it's good. It's good. Again, do not get me wrong. It's a good film. It's a good film, but again, it is made for the super fans. I'm not a super fan myself, so that's why it goes in a good or okay tier. It's not that bad that it deserves an average or mid, but it's a good / okay. Again, not the best F1 fan, so I wouldn't know. It's made for super fans. It's made for super fans. It's essentially made for super fans, and you know, I like it. Alright, Jurassic World Rebirth. Now this one, it pains me to say, but you are at the top of good or okay, right? Now, I did give this a pretty high ranking in my Jurassic film tier list back after I watched it, but Jurassic World Rebirth, in my opinion, is the top of good or okay. It's the top of good or okay because I'm a big fan of dinosaurs. I mean, everyone knows. I'm a big fan of dinosaurs. I played Jurassic World Evolution for a month straight while waiting for Jurassic World Rebirth's release, but I can really only, like, aside from the competition here, I can really only give it a good or okay. I would say it's not the best of the world films, but, I mean, technically I did say that, but what I can say is that it's a good Jurassic World film. Not the best when it comes to dinosaur movies, but still, they got a long way to go to be the best, but in my opinion, it's a good dinosaur film. It's a good dinosaur film, so it deserves the top of good or okay. Good or okay, right? A lot of people say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's not bad. I would say Dominion is still kind of the worst. Dominion is kind of the worst. Dominion is still the worst. I would say that. Dominion is still the worst out of the Jurassic World films. Dominion is still the worst. But I would say Rebirth is a good or okay film. Sup, OG-san? Hey, Pure. Hey, sup, buddy? I'm just ranking movies that I watch in 2025. Right. Anyway, 9. Next up, Superman. Superman, as unfortunately, goes in the good or okay tier. Now, I know y'all gonna kill me for this, but again, when it comes to superheroes, I'm experiencing a bit of superhero fatigue. You can thank the MCU for that, so I'm not really into it, but I gotta say, the DCU is on good track. James Gunn is a good director. I would say he's a great Superman director, but they've got a long way to go before they really knew what they're doing. But essentially, Superman is a good movie. I will not lie. Superman is a good movie. But the biggest problem, I would say, is that there is superhero fatigue. So I'm not really looking forward to superhero stuff, but Superman is definitely better. It's definitely better than the darker Snyderverse, but I would say that Superman finally put the hope in superhero movies. But I would say that because I'm not really a big fan of superheroes anymore, unfortunately it only gets the good or okay tier. Right, next up, Fantastic Four First Steps. Unfortunately, you will sit at the bottom. Well, not the bottom, but rather you are in the good or okay tier again. Again, I would say Fantastic Four, great film. I love the casting is on point, but I would say that Fantastic Four, in my opinion, is pretty good for a superhero film. They capture the essence of family when it comes to Fantastic Four. Actually, I'm gonna be real with you. I think it's better than Thunderbolts. I think it's better than Thunderbolts. And you know what? Screw it. Better than Superman. I know that's gonna be controversial. I know that's gonna be controversial, but hear me out. I think Fantastic Four does a really good job at sort of reminiscing the theme of family, right? It's reminiscing of the theme of family. Galactus looks really good, by the way. Galactus looks really good. Silver Surfer, being a separate character, and like the girl version of it, is really good. The effects of her is really great. And really, even the way the characters look is so good. Like, especially like Ben, the Thing, he looks really good. And he's comic accurate. Like, that is the most comic accurate version of the Thing I've ever seen. But I would say that it definitely is meant to be a sort of introduction of Fantastic Four to the MCU. And the Thunderbolts, if you stick around for the end credits of Thunderbolts, it does reference Fantastic Four. So, again, I would say that they definitely set up Doctor Doom, that we're going to be facing in Avengers Doomsday. But I would say that they got a long way to go. Like, in my opinion, they got a long way to go to illustrate Doom as a villain for Doomsday, because we've never been introduced to Doctor Doom before, so they got a long way to go when it comes to hyping up Doom for December 2026, which is when Avengers is going to be released. Yeah, you better believe I'm watching that, by the way. But that's my Fantastic Four First Steps. I would say the best superhero film in 2025, in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. Don't it is. Alright, so now we're moving on to Predator Badlands. Predator Badlands is good. Predator Badlands is better than the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. But Predator Badlands has pretty much caused a stir in the Predator community online. But for my personal opinion, it's a great film. It's a great action film, and having the Predator as the protagonist instead of the usual antagonist is a nice change of pace. Is actually a nice change of pace, since we only get Predator protagonists in video games, but not in movies. So this is the first movie to have the Predator be the protagonist, and I gotta say, it's okay. I like it. Action-packed. The Predator as a protagonist, sign me up. Absolutely sign me up. I love that. So yeah, great movie. Just behind Killer of Killers. In my opinion, Killer of Killers is still the better movie if you want to see Predator badassery. But Badlands is second place to good and to the very good tier. Alright, so next up we have Demon Slayer. Now, there's some explanation, okay? There's an explanation. I know the Infinity Castle movie was released in 2025, but I didn't watch it. Why? Because I did not catch up with Demon Slayer yet. Right? I did not catch up with Demon Slayer. Actually, I'm putting you in the top of good or okay. I did not catch up with Demon Slayer yet. I've been putting off watching anime for quite a while. So, after the Infinity Castle, I've heard Infinity Castle was releasing. I just caught up with Demon Slayer on Netflix. And I gotta say, they still got it. Now, you may be thinking, why is it in the good or okay tier? Because the series that I'm catching up with is the 2 seasons before Infinity Castle. That is Swordsmith Village arc and the Hashira training arc. And a lot of people say, when these 2 seasons first come out, people say that this is essentially the decline of Demon Slayer. It's pretty much the start and decline of Demon Slayer, because essentially these 2 arcs, the Swordsmith Village arcs and the Hashira training, they feel like filler arcs. And I do agree with that. I do agree that they do feel like filler arcs. And I think that's what they're supposed to be. They are supposed to be filler arcs. They're supposed to be filler arcs. They are supposed to be filler arcs before we get to Infinity Castle. But I would say the animation is still good. Animation is still good, but it's just that these two arcs are filler arcs. That's why they feel a little bit worse than something like the Entertainment District and Mugen Train arc, which features some of the best animations ever. So that's why this one just gets a good or okay, the top of good or okay tier. I will watch Infinity Castle Part 1 when it's released on Netflix. Probably either this year or next year. But I will watch the movie next year, the Infinity Castle Part 2, because I believe that that's the fight between basically the Kokoshibo fight. The Kokoshibo is a character in Demon Slayer. You know, the six-eyed demon. I want to see that fight because at the end of Hashira Training, you see Gyomei, like the strong dude, in action for the first time, and I want to see that in his fight with Kokoshibo. Like, I think the next part is Kokoshibo, right? Kokoshibo and Doma Round 2, I believe. So if you don't know, the Infinity Castle Part 1, it goes Doma Round 1, which is Shinobu versus Doma, and then Akaza versus, and then there's Akaza, right? So, and then there's of course Akaza fight. So I believe this second part is going to be Kokoshibo fight and Doma Round 2, which is Doma versus Inosuke and the I forgot what the character is. It's like, you know, the girl that is like really quiet, that one. So yeah, so Doma Round 2 and Kokoshibo is in the next part, and then the third part, the final part is probably gonna be Nakime and Muzan himself. So yeah, I cannot wait to see the Kokoshibo fight. Kokoshibo fight, which I'm gonna watch. So yeah, that's why Demon Slayer is in the good or okay. I'm talking about the Swordsmith Village arc and the Hashira Training. Those two arcs. I have not seen Infinity Castle Part 1 movie, but when it's available on Netflix, I'm watching it though. But yeah, but for now, these are the two arcs before that. Swordsmith Village and Hashira Training, which is why it goes in the good or okay tier. Alright, next up, Zootopia 2. Top tier. Straight to top tier. It's a great sequel, great improvement over the first one, and honestly, in my opinion, like, it's only beaten by K-pop Demon Hunters, but it is also really well animated. I would say it's probably tied with K-pop Demon Hunters in terms of animated movie of the year, but I would say that Zootopia 2 is a great sequel to Zootopia 1. Very, very good. And a lot of people say it improves on the original. So yeah, I do like it. I do highly recommend, if you want to watch an animated film, I highly recommend Zootopia 2. It's a great movie. So it goes into top tier. I don't think I can say anything without spoilers, so you guys have to watch it by yourselves and see if you can come up. But in my opinion, it goes to top tier. Next up, a local film, Agalayan. You gotta go to top tier. It is the funniest comedy movie I've ever seen. Granted, it's a local comedy, so if you don't know Indonesian jokes, you may not get it, but it is the funniest movie I've ever seen. In the entirety of 2025, it is the funniest movie I've ever seen in that. So yeah, that's the thing. It is the funniest movie. It is the funniest movie of It is the funniest movie of 2025 is Agalayan. Again, the jokes are very local, so if you're not Indonesian, you're not gonna get it. But I'm gonna be real with you. It is the funniest movie of all of it, of all time, in 2025 at least. It is the funniest movie ever. I will watch it again because it's so hilarious. Again, you do have to understand Indonesian cinema for it, but it is so funny. All right. Next up, you gotta go at the top of top tier. Avatar, Fire and Ash. The movie in this entire... Okay, no, wait, hang on. I did watch How to Train Your Dragon live action twice, but man, Avatar, Fire and Ash, top tier movie. Somebody give billions of dollars to James Cameron, because, My God. The greatest movie to close out 2025 with, Avatar Fire and Ash. Great film. James Cameron knocks it out of the park again. I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't spoiling anything. I ain't spoiling anything yet, but it's a great film. The thing is though, this movie is meant to be a single movie with Way of Water. Like when I think about Way of Water, I think that Way of Water story is a bit incomplete, right? But that's because again, it's meant to be one movie with Fire and Ash. Fire and Ash is basically Way of Water Part 2. Way of Water Part 2. So that's essentially what it is. But I gotta say, James Cameron knocked it out of the park. Everyone is simping for Varong, by the way. It's either Varong or Quaritch. Those two characters are literally which are the characters that everyone is simping for in Avatar Fire and Ash. It's either Quaritch or Varong. So yeah. Again, more billions of dollars more to James Cameron's, please. Like that man knows how to make a movie. I gotta say though, if the story though, you may think the story takes a bad seat, but I gotta say the story is pretty good. I'd say that again, it does end with a big climactic battle like every Avatar film, but the action is at least improved. I would say that the only thing that I like to say, if they're doing Avatar 4 and 5, which I'm pretty sure they will, which of course I'm pretty sure they will, is that the only logical step of 4 and 5, in my opinion, is to not focus on the Sully family. I want them to focus on other Na'vi characters, especially Quaritch. Quaritch, in my opinion, has a lot of grounds. It has a lot of grounds for development. I kind of want to see his story, not gonna lie, after the events of Fire and Ash. So yeah, after the events of Fire and Ash, I kind of want to see Quaritch's story after Fire and Ash. I think everyone is fascinated by his character. So yeah, I'd say Avatar, Fire and Ash, top tier movie of 2025, baby. Great way to close out the year, by the way. Best movie ever. Like you know it's a good movie when IMAX theaters are still packed 3 weeks after its initial release. 3 weeks. Like I had to watch it first at a normal theater, which is an okay experience, but to get an IMAX experience, I had to wait 3 weeks. I literally just rewatched it in IMAX today, like earlier today. So again, IMAX tickets was absolutely selling out for 3 whole weeks. I mean, granted, it's also Christmas and New Year holiday, but man, 3 whole weeks of IMAX tickets just selling out. It's just insane, man. You know the movie is an actual event when it sells out IMAX tickets for 3 weeks. So yeah, again, Avatar Fire and Ash, top tier. It's gotta be top tier. Alright, next up, Anaconda featuring Jack Black. The first movie and the only movie to be in the not worth it category. Listen, I know what they're trying to do. Again, this is a remake of the original Anaconda. And I watched the original. Like, the only reason I watched Anaconda 2025 was that because I'm curious since I watched the original as a kid. And I gotta say, this movie is very complicated because this movie is intentionally bad. The thing is though, the direction of this movie, from what I can get for 2025 is that it's meant to be bad. The movie is meant to be bad. It's meant to be bad. It's essentially, again, an intentionally bad movie. Essentially, they're trying to make a meta parody movie, if I could call it that. Essentially, it's parodying like B movies and really just creature features as a whole. So they made the movie intentionally bad because they want to get that feeling of just be a spoof movie, a spoof on what's it called? A spoof on creature features and B movies in general. So the movie is intentionally bad for that reason. But really, in my opinion, even knowing that this movie is meant to be intentionally bad, I would say that, in my opinion, even with that knowledge, it's still not worth it. It is still, in my opinion, just not that good. I would not recommend you watch Anaconda 2025. It's not worth it. You're not really missing out much. You're not really missing out much. It's not that good. So Anaconda, unfortunately, you go to the not worth it. And unfortunately, you are the only not worth it film. Alright, so finally we have Wake Up Dead Man. In my opinion, you go to there. Here. There you go. You go there. So Wake Up Dead Man is a Knives Out movie. It's a sequel to Knives Out. I gotta say, this whole movie's theme, right? The theme of this movie is really not the murder mystery, but sort of like the role of religion in lives. Like it basically is everything you have when it comes to like movies in general, right? Like religion. It basically just asks the question, what is the role of religion in people's lives, right? In people's lives, right? In my opinion, that's what Wake Up Dead Man is trying to be, solving the mystery of religion and what it is the role of religion in people's lives. So the murder mystery, in my opinion, is not the main focus of Wake Up Dead Man. But I gotta say, out of all these movies, I can really only give it a good or okay. I can really only give it a good or okay. Like we're talking about serious contenders here, especially that one, especially Avatar right here, the top one. But yeah, I gotta say, out of all the movies, at least when it comes to 2025, when it comes to 2025, I say when it comes to movies, we're eating pretty good. We're eating pretty good in terms of movies. We're actually eating pretty good. Like, look at the amount of good stuff that came out in 2025. Minus Demon Slayer, of course. But counting Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, it's very good. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I heard it's very good. So, yeah. In my opinion, 2025, yeah, I gotta say, when it comes to movies, 2025 is pretty good. A pretty good lineup of movies in 2025. There's only a few bad ones, like, again, Anaconda there, just sitting there in the not worth it category. Outside of that though, it's a pretty good year. When it comes for movies, in my opinion, it's a pretty good year when it comes to movies. Lots of good movies that I actually wouldn't mind watching again. A few average movies that I feel like I don't think they're worth a rewatch, and really only one movie that I really don't want to watch again. That is Anaconda. But yeah, outside of that though, in my opinion, it's a good film. In my opinion, 2025 is a good year for movies. Lots of top tier stuff. I do like it. So yeah, there you go. That is Alveus Dukes. Here, let me just screenshot this. So yeah, there goes Alveus Dukes movie ranking. Just save that. There you go. Okay, so that is Alveus Dukes movie and 2025 movie and series tier list. It may not. Now, of course, you guys can form your own opinions. I shouldn't be the only voice of authority when it comes to 2025 movies. If you got better movies, if you got better rankings for these movies, I wouldn't mind. But this is just my ranking. This is essentially just my ranking of 2025's movies. And yeah, remember, this is also the movies that I've watched. So if I miss any movies, it's probably because I haven't watched them. So yeah, if you think that I miss any movies, it's because I haven't watched them. So this is just the movies that I've watched. But yeah, I gotta say though, this is, when it comes to 2025, we ate good. We ate good when it comes to 2025. Lots of good movies that I actually do recommend you guys watch. So yeah, that's it. I gotta say that 2024's lackluster movies, definitely 2025 made up for the 2024 lack of movies. So yeah, I'd say we ate good in 2025. So anyway, What else? So we went to our year in review. We went through basically everything here. There's really nothing much left to say. We have still 30 minutes before it's 10. Shall we play a game? I think we should probably play a game. Let's play a game actually. Yeah, let's play a game actually. I don't know what to play. You know what? Since I was playing it earlier, let's play some TF2. I will do a TF2 stream tomorrow, by the way. I'll do a TF2 stream tomorrow, by the way. So I'll do a dedicated. I'll do a dedicated. What's it called? TF2 stream tomorrow. So yeah. Whew. Anyway. Whew. Anyway. Okay, so we have 30 minutes left. Shall we? Minutes left. 30 minutes left. Let's play TF2 for a bit, since I was playing TF2 this morning. So why not? Let's play TF2. And let me just prepare myself here. Ooh. Let's play some TF2 a little bit. I'll do a TF2 dedicated stream tomorrow, by the way. So we're okay. Alright, TF2 time. Hopefully there's no sudden updates. That'll be very unfortunate. So it's in TF2. Couple rounds should do it. How many soda bombs do I have? Excuse me? Let's play casual. Featured. No capture the flag and no kill the hill. I'll change you for the direct hit. I don't want you. Okay. I am choosing my loadout. Let's see. Choosing my loadout. Here we go. Sunshine. Wait, have I played this map before? I mean, I don't play a lot of control points, to be honest.
Teleporter coming right up.
Oh. I know this map. Oh, I know this map.
Building the sector. Teleporter coming right up. Plant yourself on that darn point. Spies sapping my sentry.
Oi. Ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Erecting a dispenser.
I got it. I got it. I'm building a dispenser. I gotta upgrade that teleporter. So my level 1 sentry is literally killing everybody on the blue team. I gotta upgrade it though. This is for it to be more lethal. Need more lethality. Needs more lethality. Needs more lethality.
Plant yourself on that darn
Ah! Dang it, I got killed via bleed damage. I forgot that I had low health. Oh wait. Oh, I'm here. More lethality. Oh, nice job. Nice job, whoever took care of that spy. Ah, damn, sentry down. Oh, we got an Uber. We got an Uber.
sentry going up.
Ah, spy. Oh, spy. just gonna do this.
Hey boys, it's a spy. Sentry going up.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're all right.
There we go. There we go. We're capturing one of their points. Nice, nice, nice.
I'm moving this.
Yeah. Nice job, fellas. I gotta move this gear up. Oh, we got it. Nice job. Nice job, fellas.
Competition begins in 10 seconds. 5,
4.
3, 2, 1.
Building the sentry.
Secure the control point.
Medic's not here. Yeah, this is gonna be. Oh, this is a land. It is a landslide victory. This is literally a landslide victory.
Out of my way. Out of my way.
Secure the control point.
This is a landslide
Go
victory.
on, get.
Yeah, no. Huh?
Erecting a dispenser.
Oh, that's rare.
Stop it.
Just imagine something that is cold.
What is your problem, bitch?
I don't know where our spawn.
Victory.
You're damn lucky one.
We got it. We got it. Top 5, baby. Alright, one more time. One more time. Alright, we're gonna go right here. Oh yeah, I was sorting out loadout. Let's see. Let's see, where are we going? It's taking quite a while. How many people play TF2 at this hour? Looks like it. Oh, there it is, finally. Odyssey payload, alright. Let's see what we got. Let's see this. I killed him though. I killed him though. Kill a spy who just backstabbed a teammate. I killed him, but I also killed myself. The card, fellas. Don't forget the card. Ah. That's a lot of snipers. That is a lot of snipers. That's a lot of snipers. Where's the card? Ah, where's the card? Oh. Ah, medic. Oh, he got double dunked.
How do you get down? How do you get down? I hear you.
The cart is bloody stopped! I'm moving this.
Pilot.
Ah. dang it. I thought I could get him.
The bomb is nearing
The
its
car's
point.
not moving, lads! Ow! Oh!
Additional time has been awarded.
Ah, dang it, he was alright. I couldn't turn fast enough.
Short circuit, short circuit. Use short circuit to clear the sticky bomb.
The car's not moving, lads! Medic!
Oh, we got it.
Come on.
Sniper. Sniper up there. Sniper. Now we scout.
What the hell? Who's got pushing the cart?
Oh, look, smart. Got him. Oh, no, dead ringer. Got him. I'm gonna destroy that sentry. Oh, there's a thing over there. Ah! Dang it, he matador stabbed me. Guys, we gotta capture the point, don't forget.
Spy. Spy.
Alright, spot, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Someone needs to take care of that sentry. I'm going default demo. Ah! I accidentally blew myself up. Ah, spy! Spy! Oh wait, I'll just be pyro, you know what? I'll just be pyro.
Melee spy.
Where did he go? Spy! No! Medic! Ah.
UT behind you! Or whatever.
How did I get backstabbed by
Pilot,
that guy?
pilot.
Oh wait, no, he's still alive. Oh wait, no, he's still alive.
Magic spy. Behind.
Spy.
Spy. That's too many pyros.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Where?
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Ah, I'm being sniped. Man, I'm being sniped.
Extraction ends in 10 seconds.
He always disguises as medic, that's the thing.
5,
Yeah.
4,
They're gonna have one heck of a defense right after this.
1. You failed.
Dang it! He's camping the teleporter. He's camping the bloody teleporter, dang it.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Maybe a sniper. Maybe a sniper.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds.
5, 4.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Retreat. Come on, fellas. Come on, get me back in there. Get me back in there. That's a lot of teleporters. Oh, thank you. Thank you for killing him. Oh, thank you for killing him, soldier. Really appreciate it. It's very hard to commentate on what's happening when there's so much happening. Ow. Man. He's 1 health left, really? Nice enemy concentration.
It's fine.
Why are you guys all building mini sentries? What's the full-fledged sentries? I was stuck in a wall. There's a wall. There's a friggin' wall. Ah, there's no way I can get away with that. There's no way I can get away from that.
Thanks, dog.
Ah, smart. Ah, she's dead. Oh, he's not dead. He didn't go off the cliff. Oh wait, he didn't go over the cliff. Oh my god, I was expecting him to go over the cliff because the sentry sent him flying. Okay, we have way too many snipers. We have way too many snipers. Ah, I got him though. Oh, nice job, Heavy. Nice job. Just had to. Oh, look out. Oh, he's dead. Nice job.
Spy. Okay, he's dead. Whatever.
He could be dead, Ringer. Be careful about that. We're gonna win, I hope. Anyway, let's do this. It's very difficult. He can probably destroy this dispenser. Yeah, nice job. Where is this? It's a bit further away from the action, though.
60 seconds. Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Where is this mini sentry? Oh, what? Oh, there's a sentry over there. There's a sentry over there. I did not see that. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Put in a sentry, watch out.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is gonna be close. Oh, I got him. Yes! I stopped that. Yes! Oh my god. That was good. That was a good round. That was a good round. Okay. I'm out of here. Now what do we got? Alibaba's wee booties. Okay. I think that's enough for tonight. That's enough of our year in review. Ooh. I think that's enough for tonight. Ooh. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ooh. Man, I'm tired. Man, pretty intense. Man. Ow. Okay, I think that's enough TF2 for today, and then enough of our year in review. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my journey and what I did throughout 2025. We got some lows and some highs, but I do still have hope for 2026. And as my resolution states, be better than last year. So we can only keep our hopes up, because hope is the only thing that is keeping us going. We lose that, it's all over. It's all over. But anyway, I think that's enough for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, please give it a like. Feel free to subscribe as well. Your support is always much appreciated. Follow my Twitter and Blue Sky if you want to keep up with me outside of streaming. Feel free to join my Discord as well. It's all the links in the description below. If you want to monetarily support this channel, but you don't have to, you can do so like here on the link right next to me. If not, you can do it, but you can do it in the description down as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Next time we'll be playing TF2. It's a dedicated TF2 live stream, so yeah, make sure to be there or be square. Anyway, I think that's it for tonight, and I will see you on the lovely beach pals next time. Bye bye.